A Sawfish, poemed by Łukasz Dębski. There was a sawfish, sharp like a sting, ouch, who chased a fin herring, poor thing. Help, help, the herring had called his friend Mr. Shark, who was very old. He came to the rescue with all his might and his main, and his efforts did not go in vain. So how comes that he got the sawfish to lose its shark? The answer was simple. His full name was Mr. Hammerhead Shark.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. So who or what led you to try to translate from Urdu initially? And can you tell us a little bit about the journey and what part, others may have played?
I think with Urdu, it's had quite a big influence on my life because even though I grew up in England, mostly my parents they try to keep Urdu in our lives a lot. I did an Urdu GCSE outside of school, and my dad, he writes Urdu poetry, so it was quite a big thing.
Since I'm South Asian, I almost felt like it was part of my responsibility to kind of promote South Asian voices and South Asian languages, even though I don't actually speak Urdu. But since I also have Pakistani friends and my mum has Pakistani colleagues at work, it was kind of a team effort.
Impossible by Magda Karnech. He sits at a table and stays quiet, and though he gets older forever, he doesn't do anything, he hardly drinks any water, he hardly eats any bread. And though he gets older forever, he doesn't see anything. He slumbers endlessly in front of an illustrated postcard, and though he gets older forever, he doesn't feel anything. The room is hermetically sealed.
The first time the children had their experience with Cheryl and her team was unbelievable, because the whole introduction to the Ukrainian language as a whole class unit was fab. Looking at how this would perhaps be written in a different way, in a different subject, I think that's been really powerful.
I'm coming in and I'm not from the Ukraine, I'm not a Ukrainian speaker, and yet together we're going to translate this text. Primarily I've been working with a picture book called My Grandma by Tanya Stoos, and it's a beautiful story, so relatable to all ages. As soon as I produce the book, you can see their faces light up.
It was amazing to do the workshop today at this primary school, looking at a Ukrainian poem, because we were looking at translating orally as well, moving sounds to text, and yeah, so it opened up so many channels.
So the Ukrainian workshop that I joined today with the primary school was so rewarding, because it was so nice working with the children to see how they also engage with languages which they haven't seen before. And I love transposing meaning across languages, recreating the sense and kind of recreating that invigorating spark of the message of the original text and putting it in the new language.
It's beautiful text, and I enjoyed so much sourcing the text with the Ukrainian translator, Hannah Liliv. I'm carrying this beautiful text that I love and finding ways into the world of that text.
It was about a grandma and her grandson, and we actually looked at pictures of what the story might be like and people leaving Ukraine and coming to Britain.
Today we were making it from Ukrainian to English.
You have to use your imagination because you're thinking of what's happening and pretending you're there, and you're putting your own words into it, so you're basically writing it.
It helped everyone, because everyone was coming up to me what does that mean? What does that mean?
Varia has been absolutely immense in this, and I think has really enjoyed the opportunity to be a little teacher. The young lady I remember at the start of the year who wasn't very confident at all would maybe write 4 or 5 words in an English session. Through not just this project, but particularly this project, has gained a huge amount of confidence. We're looking as schools at building self-esteem as well as kind of knowledge and skills, and the self-esteem factor has been absolutely huge with this.
Being a parent of a Ukrainian child here in the local school, it's very important that a school really cares about Ukrainian children, about embracing and about paying attention to their origin, to their culture.
Speaking personally about the project and whether I would recommend it, I think, firsthand, it's shown to be not just beneficial massively towards the towards our Ukrainian children, but it's been so eye-opening to those children that have never been overseas, so they've not experienced a different culture and different language and texts. I would love to be part of another round of this project, and I wholeheartedly urge schools to do the same, and really hope that this project can increase in the opportunities it has to work with other schools.
Portuguese Sea by Fernando Pessoa. How much of your salt, O salty sea, is the tears of Portugal's plea? By crossing ourselves, how many mothers sob, how many children cry out to God? How many young girls wait to marry, for you to become our own, O sea? Is it worth it? All of it is, if the soul is open to it. Those wanting to pass by your Cape Bojador must pass beyond pain and suffering, for God gave danger to the abyss, yet he mirrored the heavens above in it.
Me Voy by Julieta Venegas. Because you didn't know how to understand my heart. What was in it? Because you didn't have the courage to see who I am. I'm not gonna cry and say I don't deserve this, because I probably do deserve it, but I do not want it, that's why I'm living. What a pity, bad goodbye. I say goodbye to you and I'm living. What a pity, bad goodbye. I say goodbye to you.